Well, Robbie, first things first, the goal on Tuesday night. I would imagine it will make goal of the month. Just talk us through it.
A little bit of instinct, really. When I got the ball, I just had the edge to hit it, and I think it was the right decision at the end.
We spoke to Andy after the game. He said he might have taught you one or two things in the whole academy. Has he got that in his locker as well?
Not that I've seen, but maybe over the years that I've not been with him, he's picked it up.
The contrast in emotion at the full-time whistle must have been so different to what it was at Barrow, because you've come away from the league leaders probably thinking we should have won. Yeah,
maybe with a little bit of disappointment with the late chances that we had, but we'll take the point from the game, and it's something to build on going into Saturday.
The performance itself, probably one of our best of the season. Would you go along with that against a side who are flying high?
Yeah, I'd say it was one of the better ones. It was more of a fully team performance. I feel like we all pulled together, and now that's got to be our baseline of what we're going to perform like until the end of the season.
And what sort of game were you expecting on Saturday at home to Crewe? I appreciate you've lost the last couple of games, but always tough nuts to crack.
Yeah, always. It's a Crewe way, isn't it, how they play, and they don't really deviate from how they play, so yeah, we know what we're going to expect.
Lovely. Robbie, thanks ever so much. Ben.
Robbie, just going back to the goal, I mean, when you struck it, did you know as soon as you hit it that it stood a good chance of going in?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, yeah. It was a bit like straight down at the keeper, so I thought we might get a touch on this or something, but no, it went in, so it's a nice feeling.
But a good goal scoring season, really, haven't you? Second top scorer in the club?
Yeah, I've chipped in with a fair few, so that's nice, and hopefully I can continue that.
I think the last time you won on the road was that goal you scored at MK Dons. I bet probably feels like a while ago.
Yeah, it does feel like a little bit of a while ago, but I feel like the Tuesday night performance was more of what we want and how we want to play. So I feel like, yeah, we've got to build on that and go again Saturday and put in the work again.
I think as much as the goal was important and the point was probably important as well, from a fan point of view, I think they seem to have responded most to the way that everyone celebrated the goal.
Yeah.
Was that a kind of outpour of emotion from you guys?
Maybe a little bit, yeah, because we feel it just as much as the fans do at the end of the day. And it can be hard for us at times, but we've all pulled together and wrapped around each other. And yeah, I feel like it was a bit of an outpour of emotion, and it was something that we all needed to do, I think. And yeah, it was good. It was a good feeling.
Do you think fans sometimes confuse kind of lack of confidence with you guys not caring?
Maybe sometimes, but to the fans who are watching, maybe that's how they see it. And it is different for us because we're in the moment of how we are playing. But yeah, it can be mistaken, but I understand where they're coming from as well.
I guess it's quite hard to get out of a rut when you've been entrenched in it and the wins aren't quite coming and you're almost second guessing everything you do on the pitch, I'd imagine.
Some players might, yeah, and some players might not. But yeah, when your chips are down, it's hard to turn them. And I feel like sometimes other teams can play on that a little bit. And yeah, I feel like we've got our little bit of confidence back from Tuesday, and yeah, build on it. And
obviously the manager's come in, and the hope would have been that maybe you'd have played that original game that got postponed, and if you'd have won that, we could be talking a very different scenario. But the fact that that first win hasn't quite come for him, has it been frustrating as a group to not reward him with that almost?
Yeah, a little bit, because some of the performances weren't good enough. But I feel like in some of the games we've played, I feel like we could have left with a bit more than what we have left with. So again, Tuesday night's a great example. I feel like the least we deserved was a point, and we got that. So let's build on that.
In terms of a gear change from the previous manager, has it been quite different for you guys?
Yeah, every manager has a different styles and day to day, like how things run. But yeah, it didn't take much getting used to. But yeah, it's pretty simple with the gaffer. He just wants hard work and dedication, so that's what you got to perform.
He certainly wears his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he? He was pretty, public with the criticism of you guys after the Barrow game. I'd imagine he said a pretty similar thing in the dressing room, but was that a little bit of a wake-up call for the guys, the fact that he, was very honest and open about his criticism of you?
I think that sometimes that's how it needs to be. I think people need to hear the things you don't want to hear, and it obviously works because we got reaction out of people. So yeah, it's worked.
And like you say, it's about now trying to build on that performance on Tuesday and making sure that's kind of your base level, as you say?
Yeah, that's just got to be the benchmark now. And how many games left? There's about 16, 17 games left, isn't there? So that's got to be our baseline for them remaining games.
Are you thinking ahead at all in terms of, I don't know, your own performances? Obviously you've been, I think fans would say, one of the more consistent guys this season. Are you thinking anything you'd like to achieve come, the end of the campaign in terms of goals, or maybe keeping up your standards?
Yeah, obviously I just want to stay as consistent as I can. I have personal goals that I want to hit, but yeah, I just want to keep playing how I'm playing and being consistent and helping the team, really. Yeah. How
nice has it been to nail down a position almost, because you're the man of many positions, and sometimes that can almost go against you, I'd imagine?
Sometimes it's nice that I've been able to get a run of games in midfield. When you get a few games in there, you kind of feel for it more, and then you get chopped and changed around. You see the game differently and you play the game differently in a way. So it's nice to get a little run in one position. And as Phil mentioned, you've got Andy Smith coming in from Hull City, a club you know well, and Max Clark likewise. So has that been nice to have Andy come in? Have you guys helped him settle? I hope I've helped him settle. Yeah. I know Andy. I've played golf with him a few times in the summer. He's a really nice kid. And he'll do well for us. He's a good lad. Certainly from his first couple of games, he seems to have kind of got to grips with the club and the level and shown what he's about. Yeah. He's played at this level before. He knows what it's about, and it's just about showing to everyone what he can do. And I think he was saying on Tuesday as well, just in terms of the systems, you've obviously played back fours, back fives. A little bit of an adjustment for him, I guess, in that sense. Yeah, a little bit of an adjustment, but it's something that he can handle, and he's obviously done this before in other places. So yeah, just got to perform how we know he can perform. Do you guys have a preference? Is it something that perhaps we'll see a little bit more of a consistent shape and team going forwards? Maybe so, yeah. But sometimes different games demand different shapes and different ways to play. So we'll just have to go from there. And like you say, Crewe do play a very specific kind of passing style of football, don't they? Yeah. So that will be a different challenge for you. Yeah, but we're going to try and make them worry about us, and we are going to be on the front foot and attacking football, so let them worry about us. And to build as well, I guess, on the starts that you've had in the last couple of games here at Midfield, if you can get the first goal, who knows where you can take it. Yeah, exactly. We feel like we have started well here in the last few games, and sometimes when you don't get that goal, the momentum switches a little bit, so hopefully we can change that on Saturday. Well, best of luck for it, mate. Thank you. What's the target for the team now, Robbie? Have you got one as a team? We have a target, yeah, but I think that's fair to stay in house and go from there. We just want to take each game as it comes, and obviously see where that takes us. How big a goal could that have been that you scored on Tuesday for the team? I think more of it's settled everyone down in a way and made the people believe that we are a good team and we can come from behind, which we haven't done quite a lot this season. But I feel like it just rewarded our performance in a way, and I feel like we deserved at least a point, and we got that. It's 5 goals now, isn't it, for yourself? I think this season, your best ever so far. You can maybe get more than that. Yeah, hopefully. I don't want to stop at 5. I want to keep going and see how many I can get. It'll be hard to beat that one, though, won't it? I think so. Yeah. Have you scored a better one? No, I've not scored a better one than that. Well, thank you.
I think in some respects Tuesday night show how close you are to being what sort of team you want to be.
Exactly, yeah. I feel like the league's quite tight in the way teams are. If you know what I mean, it's not like an open league. There's no one really running away from it. Everyone can beat anyone. So on the day, you've just got to be the better team.
And Ben called you a man in many positions. Which one do you prefer?
I have to say at the minute, I'm liking midfield at the minute because I've had a little run of games in there, I'm understanding it, and yeah, I feel like I'm doing okay in there.
Do you feel as though you can, I don't want to use the word control, but you can have more influence playing now?
Playing midfield, yeah, you're always in and around the game. Other positions, maybe you don't see the ball as much or you're not involved as much, but yeah, I feel like midfield, you're always there or thereabouts around the ball, so yeah, it's nice to play in there.
I mean, is there anybody in the dressing room almost looking over their shoulder yet because of the contracts being up in the summer and effectively playing for their futures?
I can't speak for everyone else personally, but I feel like people will be out of contract and they will be fighting for contracts if it's here or if it's elsewhere. So maybe people might be looking over their shoulders.
Is that normal for a club like this? Is something people's the anxiety begins to come?
Maybe I don't know.
And who's a better goal for your Andy?
Pardon?
Who's a better goal for your Andy?
I'd have to say myself, but I've not played with him for a while now. So
Good luck weekend, thank you.
thank you.